Just for our last speaker of the evening is P Butler. Some of you have heard or have met JP. He is an awesome guy. He's a graduate of Silver Creek High School. Does great work in the community. He is the executive director of a group that he founded called, forgive me, Quantum Leadership, yes. And it works in schools to teach students leadership skills accompanying with kind of anti-bullying prevention or bullying prevention programs to help students in schools and promote good and quality school climates. So we're very excited to have JP with us here today, and I don't know what this is about actually, so I'm excited to see what it is. So without further ado, JP Butler.
Hello everyone, how is everyone doing tonight?
Good.
First of all, I want to make sure that we all give one more round of applause to Doug for such an amazing event. Even as a motivational speaker, I'm always inspired by other speakers who are able to come out and other leaders who are able to come out and just share the things that they're doing in the community, which is why I am so honored to be here at the Long Lead Conference. And so, but I will say I have to be the last speaker, so I thought, why can't I have balloons and red Solo cups? Because this screams party. So let's have a party. I need one of the high school students in here to come down and help me out. That is not. Come on up. That's your brother, right?
This is gonna be fun.
There's balloons and cups and things, and look! And yes, you're Doug's brother, but your name?
Nathan.
Everyone say hello, Nathan.
Hi, Nathan.
All right, Nathan, I'm going to have you come over here and stand with me. Now, I have a very, it could be a serious question, that's up to you.
Okay,
You ready for this?
I think so.
What is something that you want to accomplish by the time that you die? It can be a career goal, it could be just something that you want to achieve at some point in your life. What do you think is the one thing that comes to mind right now?
Right now, go to college.
Do you know which one you want to go to?
It looks like the Savannah College of Art and Design.
Woo! Round of applause, round of applause. So, Nathan, we're going to do this.
There's money.
Hold this. You know what's funny? I did this with an 8th grade student one time, and once I gave her the money, she was like, it's like slowly started walking on. I know your brother! So, what I just gave you is 12 $1 bills, and what we're going to do is use these red Solo cups on here to kind of illustrate your journey to going to that college and graduating.
Okay.
Now, let's start thinking about this really quickly. When we start going for one of our goals and dreams, are there times in our lives when something trips us up?
Absolutely.
Now, was that sincere? I mean, Mickey, I'm asking you, was that sincere? Was that accurate? Okay. There we go, there we go. Okay, there we go. Now, are there times when you say that you got a good grade on a test, there are things that actually push us closer toward our goal? Are those moments there as well?
Yes.
So this is what we're going to do. I don't know if you are going to, if this is seriously like, you know, one of a game show, you know, I'm going to be famous one day. It does, doesn't it? I'm not a magician, like, look here, you know, I'm not doing that. This is what we're going to do, is we are going to pretend that this is your journey to going to college and graduating, and this is what it's going to represent. You get to choose when you flip open the cup, and you have to go in order, but if the cup is empty, it's going to represent a time in your life when maybe you got a bad grade on a test, maybe you didn't get into that class that you needed to graduate for you, something, just something that came up that really just set you back a little bit. If it's empty, you owe me $1.
Oh boy.
And if there is something inside the cup, you get to keep whatever's in there, and you don't owe me a thing because it represents a time when you really were just inspired to continue moving forward, achieving your dream, okay? Now here's the point of the game. At any point, and this, I'm being serious, at any point during this activity, you can walk away with the amount of money that you have in your hand. If you do, you will never graduate from college. Some people in the audience are like, rude? He'll get there no matter what! There we go.
I know the stakes were going to be this high when
So, now, this is the question is you have 12 $1 bills in your hand, there's 12 cups in here. For all you know, I'm trying to teach you a lesson and you are going to lose all your money. For all you know, there's something under there and you don't owe me a thing, who knows? But my question to you is, are you going to start your journey to becoming a college graduate?
Let's do it.
All right, flip over the first cup.
Yay!
Empty, you owe me $1. Now here's what I believe. I believe that when we want to go for something, when we develop our dream, we are the first voice that we hear in our mind that says go for it. But after that point, this is what I think, is that we have people in our lives that seek to either lift us up or bring us down. So audience, I'm going to ask you, should Nathan flip open the second cup?
Yes.
Yes!
What do you want to do?
Let's open it.
Oh, so much more entertainment. Is there anything in there?
No.
Empty, you owe me $1. Audience, third cup?
Risk it all.
Yes!
Yes? What's in there?
Absolutely not.
I could be trying to teach a real bad
This is
lesson.
a really sad lesson so far.
This is when the joke comes in where it's just like, this is the worst speaker ever.
He forgot to put things under the cup.
Fourth cup?
Got it!
Gosh, this is fun. Oh, there's something in there!
I did remember! There is a $1 bill in there and you don't owe me a thing. All right, now, since you made some money, fifth cup, audience?
Yes!
Nothing. You owe me $1? Nothing. Okay, give me that one. Give me that. Give me that. Give me the taped up one. Sixth cup?
We're halfway.
Yeah.
Nothing in there.
Empty. You owe me $1? Even some of the audience members are like, this is an awful speaker. We're like, give Nathan a chance.
I still got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, so
And we have 6 cups.
you're gonna walk away with something. How about the seventh cup? Audience? Yes or no? Empty. You owe me $1? I'm just gonna start taking your money. Eighth cup.
I have very supportive audience members.
Empty. You owe me $1. I'll take another one. Ninth cup.
Go, Nathan, go! Come on, Nathan.
You guys are getting quiet.
Another $1. All right. So there you go. 10th cup. Empty. You owe me $1. I'll take the one with the tape. 11th cup.
We're getting out of the fire.
Empty. You owe me $1. So I'll take another one. And so.
Now what are we down to?
Uh-oh, what are we down to?
$5.
$5. Now here's the question that I have for the audience. Are there times in our lives when we go for a goal and there comes a point in our lives where we tell ourselves, I'm going to try just one more time because that's all the energy I have left. Say for instance, you're arguing with a friend and you're talking to yourself and you're saying, this is the last time that I'm going to try to reach out to this friend and make it work. How many of you have been in that situation where you think, this is the last time, that's all the energy I have left? So that can represent what this cup means to you, Nathan. It's just, something's not right about your major, you're not doing well, something's come up. But that choice is still in your hands, and I will still ask the audience, should Nathan make that last chance to go for his goal and dream?
Yes!
You want to?
We came 11 cups for this.
I mean, uh-oh, what's in there?
It's not $1.
What does it say? What does it say?
Your dream.
He became a college graduate! Give him a round of applause! Now, Nathan, what's in there?
This is a $20 bill.
You get to walk away with $25. Woo! Give Nathan a round of applause. I'm glad I came to the Longmont League Conference.
$25 and a diploma.
Nathan, thanks for coming up. One more round of applause. Now, it's always better when your participants are so energetic. It always makes it so much better. Thanks, Nathan. Now, what's interesting is that this activity came up because of a conversation that I had with a woman at King Soopers. I was at King Supers, I was in the checkout lane, and I know this sounds super creepy, so don't think of it that way, but I was in the checkout lane and the woman was in front of me and I was kind of creeping on her cart and I saw that she had some 2-liter bottles and some party platters and I said, you know, I mean, again, imagine like it could have been creepier. I could have come up behind her and like put my arms on her shoulder and said, what do you got in there? You know, I didn't, but I mean, you know, she's like, oh my God, you know, like just going somewhere else. And I said, it looks like you're having a party. And she said, well, my boys are coming into town. I said, oh, your boys? I said, how old are your boys? And she said, well, one's 25 years old, one's 35 years old. And I thought to myself, and I responded to her, and I said, there's a 10-year difference between your boys. That's interesting. And she said, well, I did actually have 2 more children born in between my 2 boys, but they were so premature that they didn't survive. And I said, how do I politely ask this woman to stop talking about something so sad? So, you know, and I'm like, no, empathize. Empathize. And I said, ma'am, that's so courageous for you to share. That must have been really difficult for you. And she said, well, the more difficult thing is that I've actually been pregnant a total of 12 times. And at that point, I'm like, please stop talking. You know, it's me now. It's like, oh my God. You know, so it's like I didn't choose the wrong lane. I just chose the wrong woman that seemed to have a party, you know, and it didn't work. But she said, let me explain. In my head, I'm like, please don't. And so she said, I met my current husband, back in the day, and we got pregnant, and we just knew that it probably wasn't the right time for us in our lives, so we made the choice to abort that child. We got married, and then we got pregnant again, and she asked me to do this, and I'm going to ask all of you to do this. She said, hold out your left hand, and just right in front of yourself, put your hand like this. She said, my son was born with only 3/4 of his palm. Where every finger should be, there is a ball there. His hand stopped developing inside the womb, and that is how my son was born. She said he also had a few asthma problems, had asthma attacks when he was younger, had to take him to the emergency room a few times, but now he's doing well. At that point, I talked to my husband, and our goal, going back to what Nathan did with me up here, the goal that I had was to have a second child with my husband. So we tried to get pregnant again, but we experienced a few miscarriages. Then we gave birth to a baby girl. She was so premature, the doctor said they couldn't do anything. So she survived for a month, but then she passed away. We tried to get pregnant again, had a few more miscarriages. Gave birth to a baby boy, was even more premature than my daughter, and he only lived for 2 days, and then passed away. Kept trying, more miscarriages. She said, finally I reached the 11th pregnancy, which is why I have 12 cups up here. Talked with my husband, and we asked, is this a sign that we were only meant to have one child? And they decided that they were going to push through one more time. And they did. And she told me, that is my current 25-year-old, and I asked, how is that son of yours? She said, healthy. I call him my miracle baby. I don't know how in the world we did it, but we did it. And I asked her, I said, ma'am, would it be okay? I go around speaking to youth about perseverance, about pushing through hard times. And I said, would you be comfortable with me sharing your story? And she said, yes. It's the reason why there are 12 cups in my activity, the reason why there's such a large reward at the end. Now I have to be honest, the way in which this story was told to me is not true, but the story itself is, because that woman was my mother. And I'm the 12th pregnancy. And she's going to hate me, but she's sitting right there. This conference is about leadership. This conference is about how we can make the world a better place, and something that I know too well is how rough times, how storms can truly impact our own sense of being able to make a difference in the world. There are times in our lives when we feel like we are trying as hard as we can to reach a goal or to reach a dream, and something just keeps coming up. We don't know why it's coming up. We don't understand fully what its purpose is. I talked to my mom and she said, I have no idea why it took 10 years to have you. But I'll tell you this every single time is that I'm glad I did. I'm glad your father and I pushed through for those 10 years. This story of perseverance, of what my mother and father did, is something that I want to instill in all of the leaders in this room, but especially the youth. And I want to provide a piece of advice when it comes to going through rough times and how you can hope to push through that. And this is my piece of advice. I give you permission when you feel like the world is a weight on your shoulders, when you feel like something just doesn't feel right, I give you permission to step back from being a leader. We cannot be effective leaders if we keep pushing forward and we continuously lose energy, lose momentum, lose all of this drive. If we don't take care of ourselves, how can we choose to take care of others? The one thing that I will tell you, though, is don't stop too short. Don't stop so short of your dream that you never achieve anything. But I give you permission to take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. And that's for all the adults in this room too. We have to find that balance between pushing through and then stepping back. But never, ever, ever forget what it is that you want to achieve. Never forget what your dreams are. Never forget that vision that you have for a better future. Because I know that times get tough. Like Doug said, I work with youth on things such as teen dating abuse, domestic violence, bullying, and I've seen a lot of hardships that these students go through, that are even the ones that are in this room. And I think as adult leaders, the one thing that we can give these students, above all else, when it comes to preparing our next wave of youth, the one thing that we can truly do to prepare them and to propel them forward is to instill hope. Hope that whatever it is that they want to accomplish is not that far out of reach. To give them permission to step back when they feel so down, when they feel so lost. To give them permission to take care of themselves and for us to be there to support them. But at the end of the day, for us to remind even our adult friends that there's still hope. And that to persevere through these rough times will yield results far beyond your comprehension. To be able to say that I am going to see this through is one of the best characteristics of a leader that I have seen in over the 10 years that I've done this. But I give you permission to step back when you feel like you need that time and that space to take care of yourself so that you can better take care of others. And that's what I have an opportunity. I talked to Doug about this. He's going to close the conference, but as the closing speaker, I want to have a charge for all of you to leave out of this auditorium thinking about something, and that is, what is that one thing, that one dream, that one goal that you would give anything to have, to hold, and to acknowledge two things. One, to persevere and to reach that goal or that dream. But to number two, give yourself time when you need it. Thank you so much for having me.